and welcome to On Track GP. We are here at Williams Racing, the fan zone, ahead of Silverstone this weekend. We're going to be catching up with some fans, taking you on a tour inside, show you some amazing cars, and we're going to try and get a little exclusive with Jenson Button. So come and join us. So as you can see, it's very busy in here. Everyone is queuing up. They're wanting to see what's happening today in the fan zone. As I mentioned, Jenson Button is coming down as well shortly. So there's so many Williams fans that are out and about. But first, we want to talk to you about the cars and tell you what's in here because it's pretty cool. So this one over here is the Williams race car from last season. So obviously the 2022 campaign. You don't quite realise how big a car is until you see it in the flesh. I mean, when you see it on the TV, you think it's quite small, but it's absolutely massive. All right, moving on. We've got another beautiful car here, sponsored by Camel. Talk to us about this one.
This is a very special car actually, because this car was the last of the cars to use active suspension in Formula 1. It was banned in 1994, and this car can actually, with the suspension, move up and down on its own and actually level itself out in the corners. So that's why it was dominant. It was quicker than any Red Bull or Mercedes was today.
Joining me is Linton and Jess. Linton, you're clearly a Mercedes fan. Who's this signed by?
This is Johnny Herbert.
Okay.
This was done actually at a book signing. So he came to the book signing, saw it and just signed the top. So I thought it was really good. That was a couple of years ago.
And obviously overall this season, what have you made of Mercedes?
They could do better. I'm a bit of a Lewis fan really. So, you know, he seems to have dipped a lot. You know, I haven't really concentrated too much on it this season, but I think that the team should do a lot better.
Jess, who do you support? Tell us.
I'm a McLaren fan.
McLaren, love that. British all the way through. Big hopes for Lando this weekend. Great race last week, wasn't it, in at Spielberg?
Yeah, he did great. And Oscar, not so great, because I'm actually an Oscar fan myself. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take you somewhere very cool now. It's the mezzanine, so come follow us. Exclusive access to everything that's up here. It's basically a museum of all things Williams, which is pretty cool. So over here you'll see quite a few famous names and helmets. Obviously George Russell before he made his move to Mercedes. Felipe Massa, Pastor Maldonado, Ralf Schumacher. These are all bits of whatever they've won, their helmets, their gloves, their shoes. It's a really cool piece of work. And of course, there is fittingly a rear wing end plate from Nicholas Latifi. What a massive trophy that is. They don't make trophies like that anymore. Don't know if I was meant to touch that, but I did. Joining me is Bess and Harry, two Williams fans by the look of it. You must be really pleased and proud of Alex Albon, what he's achieving the last few weeks in the Williams.
I cannot be more happier because he's shown that he can be consistent, also have a good mindset what he's been through. The way Red Bull kind of like threw him under the bus a bit. So I think let's hope more points on board for the rest of the season.
And some great finishes in the last few weeks. Obviously, he's had a few upgrades, and that's really paying off. Are you happy with the upgrades?
Yeah, I mean, certainly with the upgrades are exceeding all expectations. So it's great to see Williams finally getting back up there again. So.
Okay, so as you can see, the queue is going all the way back down here. Hoping we can grab some people, get their feels ahead of the weekend. Ready for a quick chat? Hey, what were you panicking for?
Oh, he's big guy.
You excited to see Jenson Button?
Yeah.
Hello. What's your thoughts on this weekend?
I think it's going to be a great race for Williams, judging their previous race pace. Because over the last two races, they've been quite fast. So I think we've got a good chance of getting into Q3, both cars, hope.
Okay, so I found a Red Bull fan. I'm a Red Bull fan as well. This is Paige. Paige, it's been an unbelievable season so far. Can anybody stop Max?
I don't think so at this point. I think he's definitely getting the championship.
And constructors, obviously, for us.
I'm very excited about it, of course. I mean, I'm from a racing team myself, Bitcoin Racing. My colleague and I, we're both drivers. So they go a little faster than us, though. Okay. So, yeah, we know a little bit about it, but that speed is serious.
So you're a Williams fan. You must be really happy with Alex Albon this season.
Yeah, he's scoring some good points. Hopefully Logan can get some points this weekend.
What's your feelings ahead of this weekend?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be quite tight. Depends on the weather. There's going to be some bad weather, I think, on the Saturday, so that could mix it up. But in the end, on Sunday, I'm sure Max is going to do it again, and it's just a question of what McLaren and Williams and etc. can pull out of the bag, really.
First and foremost, who do you support?
Lewis Hamilton.
So just Lewis all out. So wherever he goes, we just go with Lewis. All right, so British driver this weekend, what's the best we can hope for?
Well, with the car, maybe like a podium, to be honest.
It's not bad.
After the Red Bulls, you're not really catching them, so yeah.
Oh, we have an Alfa Romeo fan. This is few and far between. I've never met one before. Nice to meet you. I want to talk actually, seriously though, about Alfa Romeo, because I feel like we sometimes get lost on the grid with Alfa Romeo. They're not spoken about that much. Why is that?
I think it's just they're not consistent. They haven't got the best performance on a consistent level, so they'll always just kind of drop off after the first few races. And this year they didn't even necessarily reach any high heights. So hopefully with Audi in a few years, it might kickstart something there. Well, it's Audi, it's bound to, it's got to.
We're taking you downstairs to a very cool part of this pop-up. It is the simulator. You can essentially put yourself in and you can drive. Should we give it a go? I think we should give it a go. Oh, I've made it past turn 1. Oh, okay, we're out of track limits. Okay. Ah. Whoa! All right, we've done it. Don't judge me on corners, guys. Oh my God. As you can see, there is a huge crowd of people. We showed you before, it went the whole way outside, all around the corner. They're all waiting to see Jenson Button. He's arriving any minute now. And you can imagine the sound in here when he walks through that door. It's going to be so loud.
So please, go wild, go mad, go crazy, and give a big London welcome to Jenson Button!
First of all, thank you so much for coming out today. We're going to have some fun. I got a call from Frank Williams, and he said, "This is Frank." I went, "No, it's not." And he said, "No, it is Frank Williams." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I listened, and he said, "Do you think you're ready for Formula One?" And I was 19. I've just done 1.5 years of racing in cars. I said, "No, Frank, I'm not ready for F1." He went, "Thank you, just put the phone down."
Obviously this weekend, Silverstone coming up. I know we're at Williams, but want to get your top 3. Who do you think is going to bring it home?
I think Max. You know, he's just dominant at the moment. The car is also dominant. I think that one of the Brits will be the 2nd or 3rd. So I'm thinking it's more likely going to be Lewis and George than Lando. But the McLaren does look strong as well. So from what Toto said, this is a good track for Mercedes. So yeah, I want to see Lewis and George fighting for a podium position. I think that'd be great for the fans.
What an amazing afternoon here at the Williams fan zone in Piccadilly. The fans are still waiting to see him. It's still queuing all the way back down where we showed you before, but it's been brilliant. Thank you so much, guys, at Williams for the access. Fans, you've been amazing catching up with us. And of course, Jenson Button, brilliant to get to chat to you. So can't wait to see you all at Silverstone this weekend. Hopefully it's a good one for Williams.